explain to you why there is a war on consciousness. So, number one, to understand why there is this war going on, you have to understand how reality actually works. Most people believe that they are just passengers in this world and in this universe, that the universe just acts upon them, right? Things just happen, things from the outside create the reality, and that's just the reality that you're dealt, and that's it. But the actual reality of how this world and universe and reality operate is that we are not just in the universe, we are the universe at the same time. So we are all God, consciousness, life, the universe. And so we are not just consumers of reality, we are producers, we are creators of reality at the same time that we can also consume. And someone goes, well, if I'm a producer of reality, why can't I just snap my fingers and everything becomes exactly what I want? It's because we're all pieces of God consciousness. And so other people are also around. They're also imparting their reality, right? They're also projecting their views of reality, their values, et cetera, et cetera. So understanding that, you realize that this reality is not just solid and static, and it's not just something that we are placed inside of and that just acts upon us. We create it. Our thoughts and our beliefs. That's why our thoughts and our beliefs, that's why it creates our reality. Because if you believe something and you have a thought in something and that is inside of you, that will literally manifest outside of you, even if the external actors, for instance, if you have trust issues or issues with love or accepting love and things like that, you could have the perfect partner show up for you. You could have the perfect person that in a hypothetical ideal world would be amazing for you. You will shut it down or sabotage it or find the bad in them or find the negativity and just ruin it because you have that negativity inside of you. So that's just a quick little example to try and illustrate that. So one, we have to understand that that's what reality actually is. We are all pieces of this consciousness, all pieces of this God source basically, and we are creating reality. We're not just taking in reality. Number two is that the elites, right, so-called elites, I like to call them parasites, but a lot of them are parasites. But these people understand this. They understand how reality actually works and that is a threat to them. Because let's say, for instance, if we all decide, most people decide on a reality and we internally embody it, we don't just intellectually say it or just speak it, but we actually embody that real feeling and emotion and truth. And we say, you know what? I'm done living in a world where our government is corrupt and they steal money from us through taxes and have all these unjust wars and corruption and self-dealing and just all this messed up stuff, this trafficking that's going on, all the things with drugs and wars and just all the corruption, right? All the stealing that we know that's going on. We're done with this. We're not accepting that reality. I'm done. Not doing it. Now, if enough people did that, there would be no other way for reality to go than to bend to that. Because there'd be so many people on that consciousness and on that frequency and wavelength that reality would have no other choice. Because the frequency of so many people, God consciousness of the universe shifts, the reality around it has to bend to it. That's how this reality actually works. And the elites, the people at the top, understand this. And so they want to quell that and suppress that. They want to have a war on consciousness. And they do this through distraction. They do this through implementing fear. They do this through indoctrination, propaganda. They do this through porn. They do this through social media. They do this through news. They do this overflooding the immune system so you can't calm down and sit with yourself and all talk calmly amongst each other and discuss these types of things and have critical thinking, right? That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to prevent critical thinking. They're also trying to control with AI, with surveillance, even with banking and institutions and money and things like that. It's trying to control, right? That's what these guys are after. They don't want consciousness, right? They don't want us to change reality. They don't want things to shift, things to move, things to flow, which is actually what real consciousness and reality is. And that's why they're ultimately going to lose. I've already seen it. I already understand. Like there's no way that they win ultimately. There's a teeter-totter of balances and forces, but I've already seen it. Humanity prevails. Life prevails. Consciousness prevails. Why? Because that is the ultimate truth. That is God. That is source. That is consciousness. That is what this universe ultimately is at the deepest level. And you can't escape truth forever. You can't run from it. You might be able to suppress it. You might be able to quell it. You might be able to distract from it. But the truth is the truth. And it may take long time. It may take long amounts of time. It may take multiple generations. It may take many awakenings in consciousness over humanity and then suppression and then awakening and suppression. That teeter-totter is going to go and go and go. But these guys are not ultimately going to win. They're fighting a losing game. But they still fight that game. Why? Because they want control. They are so invested in this 3D world that they want to maintain their position. They want to maintain their money. They want to maintain their power. Ultimately, they want to maintain their control. That's number one. control over human minds, control over what's going to happen, so that they can feel safe, so that they can feel like they are directing humanity the way they want to go. It will benefit them and their friends, right? The self-dealing, the corruption we were talking about before. That's why there's a war. The elites are having a war on consciousness, because if we all wake up and we all realize that we are creators and we are projectors of this reality, and we go, yeah, no, we're not going to allow these people to rule over us. I'm not going to allow my government to steal from me anymore. I'm not going to allow these unjust wars. I'm not going to do the bidding of these companies. I'm not going to be on all these platforms and supporting all these platforms. And we all come together as one consciousness and do that, or at least a vast majority of us come together on that wavelength and truly embody that. It's game over. There's nothing they can do. The reality would have that many people coming together and having that in their mind and embodying that. There's nothing you can do against that. There's nothing you can do against that power and that oneness of consciousness. The reality would have to bend around it. They may fight it, they may resist it for a time, but ultimately, it's a losing battle. And it's a losing battle anyway, like I just explained before. So, that's the war on consciousness.